Hey everybody, welcome back to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Just want to welcome you to my little video showing some of the decorations I did this year. The grandkids just left, and so we're kind of empty nesters again, and so we're trying to recover mentally and physically. And then I put a few things out, but I tell you, once I started seeing some of the channels I'm subscribed to, I realized I really need to dig out some more stuff. So we live in a two-story house, and so I had to climb up 2 flights of stairs, and I just went through some of the boxes and just picked this and that. This year I really don't have any theme. I don't have any color scheme. I just kind of picked out some things that I really love that I display every year. And so I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to take you in each room and show you a few things that I did, and maybe it might inspire you to do something different next year, but I hope you enjoy it. So we'll get started in the living room. This is my little electric fireplace that I decorate up every year, and these are things that I've had for the last few years. I kind of done a whimsical theme, and I've used those 2 glass cylinders the last few years just because I love the look of those. And I decked the halls with some vinyl and the ornaments with some vinyl. The big metal Christmas tree on the left I picked up at a thrift store a couple years ago, and the little elf, and that's just a cone with some styrofoam cone wrapped in ribbon with a fuzzy ball on top, and the elf is just sitting on a little Christmas box. And if we get a little closer, this is a little elf clothesline a friend brought me a couple years ago just as a sweet little gift. And this little Christmas mouse right here is one of those kits that you make out of a water bottle, and so it turned out really cute. I made that a couple years ago. And just got a few little Christmas balls, and that big tassel I picked up at a thrift store one year, and that's a wooden candlestick that I just painted lime green. And I just took some scrapbook paper, like a 2-inch scallop punch, and glued 2 pieces back to back along some string, and just kind of stapled it up under the little mantle. And I just got some little silver beads kind of sprawled out on the top, just to kind of give it a little whimsical look. And this is just a little fireplace cover, or not necessarily a fireplace cover, but this is something I bought at JCPenney's several years ago, and I think that's cute. So anyway, I like the way my mantle turned out. This will probably be the last year. I've done this sort of whimsical thing the last few years, and I'm going to do something a little different next year. So on to the dining room. All right, this is my dining room table. This is a video I made a couple weeks ago. I couldn't find my table runner at the time, and I have found it since then. But this was just a kind of a blank swag, and you can find the video on my channel. It's just called Mercury Glass, and and I may link it below. It's just some mason jars that I did a little mercury glass finish, and stuck those battery candles on top, and just stuck a few balls in the evergreen. And so that's all I did in the dining room. Pretty simple. Now on to the kitchen that I've found the last couple years. The one on the left says Merry Christmas, y'all. It's monogram, or not monogram, but embroidered. Found that at a thrift store one day, and I've actually seen those in boutiques not too terribly long ago for like $10 a piece, and I know I probably didn't pay $1 or $2. The little towel on the right, it looks like something from Pottery Barn that they had last year in their catalogs. And we have this little outlet store in our little town called Dirt Cheap, and sometimes they're around the country. They're called Treasure Hunt, and I don't know if they're just returns or discontinued. I don't know exactly what, but they had a whole bin of those, and so I picked, and it's embroidered, the little Santa belt, so it's really good quality. It looks like something from Pier 1 or Pottery Barn. Also in my kitchen, I have this little tart warmer that I picked up last year after Christmas. It says Santa's Cookies on it, and they were normally like $8 or $9, and I got it for, I think, probably $2 or $3. I picked up a cute penguin as well for my daughter, but I get some of the cutest things a day or two after Christmas at my grocery store. They mark them down a really good price, but it's in front of my doggy cookie treat jar, and I change out the little wooden top every season. But I wanted to show you, I picked this up at Kroger, that's my grocery store. It's Tuscany candle. It's kind of a knockoff of Yankee because it has the same font and everything, but this is evergreen and balsam. It smells absolutely delicious. It just smells so Christmassy and has the best scent of a Christmas tree. I don't like one that smells like pine cleaner or anything like that, but this smells really good. Evergreen and balsam, if you happen to come across that brand. But just want to show you my little tart warmer. These are a couple little things that I hung up every year. This is a little Christmas countdown that my son is will soon be 23, and it's just not Christmas for him unless I put this little Santa countdown up. We bought it at a fundraiser for his school one year, and he just loves it. And so once he gets on his own, I'm going to make sure that he takes that with him. And that's just a little ceramic Holy Family that I bought somewhere or somebody gave me, and so I just have always thought that was really cute. And these two little birds, I know this doesn't really go together, but I just love them. I bought them at an estate sale last weekend and just love them. And so I don't know what I'll do with them, but I'll definitely incorporate them better next year. But I just think they're so pretty with the little wire and holly leaves around the candlestick. And just below is a little paper craft my grandson and I did before he left a few days ago. It's just from the Target dollar spot, a little gingerbread garland, and I just think it looks cute hanging on a little hutch in the kitchen. All right, this is my back kitchen door. I have two back kitchen doors, but this is one of them, and this is actually a craft that my aunt made for my mother, and it has since been passed down to me. And it is Santa Claus made out of a bleach bottle, half of a bleach bottle. I'm gonna turn it around so you can see. I've seen these before years ago, but it's actually a bleach bottle and what do you call it? Pipe cleaners and just tons of this white yarn that you loop up. And so I just think he's so cute and big hanging on my back kitchen door. Just wanted to show that with you, that's one of my favorite things. This is my entry hall as you're walking into my front door, and this is a craft that I made last year, just a piece of wood that I painted and cut out in vinyl, Merry Mail, and glued some little clothespins to it. And this is what I hang my Christmas cards on. And so I hadn't got the first one yet, but it'll soon be filled with Christmas cards, the little wood and ribbon. I added a little festive cheer to the bathroom, the downstairs bathroom. This is one of those paper crafts from Target. It's called Christmas Tree in a Box. I scored it brand new at a thrift store, and we put it together. It's about 2 foot tall, and so it's just really cute. He enjoyed helping me punch out the things and hanging the little paper ornaments on there. Not sure how I'm going to be able to, hopefully I can take it apart and maybe it's something that'll last the next couple years, but it's pretty delicate, so we'll see. But it was something cute to stick in the corner this year. And this is just a little nativity scene that my mother gave me years ago. And it's just, the detail is so pretty. I don't think it's anything real expensive, but I just love nativity scenes, and thought it would look real cute right there. Hanging in my back den is this little paper craft from Target, and the reason why I loved it was that it had this music paper, and it was just this paper kit that I got at that outlet store called Dirt Cheap. And I bought two of them. I made one for me and one for my daughter, but it is just the prettiest little paper wreath that may not last but a year or two just because it's kind of hard to store. But I just thought it was so pretty, the Merry Christmas and Happy New Year with the different colored paper. This is my main manger scene that I'm just kind of heartsick over. I unpacked it this year, and two of my wise men are damaged, and so my husband is going to help fix them, and so I can get them back up. I had to put it on top of my little curio this year because we have a 22-month-old that loves to touch the pretties, is what we say, and so she wants to hold it and kiss it, and so I had to put my manger scene up a little higher. But I always make the manger scene the main focus of Christmas, and certainly have taught my children every year that Jesus is the reason for the season, and so I just love it up here on the curio. And this is a manger scene, nativity scene that I have had for probably 25 years, ever since I was newly married. I bought it at this home show called Christmas Around the World. I don't even think they have it anymore, but at the time it was very expensive, but now you can buy them for, less than $20. That's nice, but I just love it and just cherish it every year I put out. These are a few of pillows that I have acquired and put out every year. Now this fourth thing laying here is not a pillow. it's actually breathing, and that's Maddie. She seems to make a little cameo in every video I make. Either she's walking around the kitchen or walks past under the camera. But anyway, those are just some pillows, and that little teddy bear pillow I know I've had since the kids were babies. It's just one of those that you would buy at the fabric store and sew around the edges and stuff it, and so I just it's not Christmas unless we have that out. So I just wanted to share with you my 3 pillows and my little fluffy warm thing there on the couch. Table that backs up to my couch in the den. This is one of those no rhyme or reason. I just grabbed some things out of a box. These are some Santa Clauses I bought in Wisconsin a few years ago, and I just loved them. They're just so whimsical, and the big fat feet, and they just look so cute. And those are just a couple little knickknacks that I'm sure I acquired when I was a school teacher. I have got so many things like this that it's just more than the average person. I actually have culled through quite a few boxes and kind of got rid of the Dollar Tree stuff, and I try to save some of the Hallmark and some of the more expensive knickknacks that are Christmas related, but I just grabbed those because I thought they were really pretty and cute and can sit around. And this is our tree in the back den. It's one of the tall, I think it's about a 6 or 7 foot kind of pencil tree. This is the one that I usually have in my dining room. But this year it is just, we have scaled way down, and so I've got one tree up this year, and this is it. This has all my kind of whimsical red and lime green ornaments on it, and love this little sign I bought a few years ago. And then up top is just all the little curly cues, glitter things, and little red and green and white balls, and just a big bow on top. But just kind of did it simple this year. And this is a stocking holder I've had a few years. I bought it at a store called ABC Distributors, and I think I'm going to get some new stockings this year. It's about time that, since we have and this is a little treat that I put up every year. Just I put it on a little table. It's just a little 2 foot SEC, University of Tennessee college football tree. We're big Tennessee fans here, and I have just got quite a collection of little Tennessee ornaments and things, and we put that up every year just to show our loyalty to our favorite football team. This is our back den mantle. Didn't put a lot of thought into it this year. I love this picture. I haven't hung it up in a couple years just because I haven't. It's a big picture my husband bought me several years ago at Costco, and we just do love it. I just don't know why I don't hang it up every year. But anyway, it's just really rustic and really pretty and detailed, and that's just a little rustic snowman that I've acquired. I want to say a student gave it to me, and those are just some little brush wire trees from Pier 1 I've had a few years. This is a cute little sign that I bought a few years ago, and it says 4 stages of life. You believe in Santa Claus, you do not believe in Santa Claus, you are Santa Claus, you look like Santa Claus. So I think that's so cute. I picked up another one for my best friend that year, and she hangs that up. And this is just a little sign I made a year or 2 ago. I just hung it there because I couldn't find anywhere else. And so next I'm going to just wait till it gets a little dark and show you what my husband did outside. We certainly scaled down this year. I did not do my banisters, I did not do my front door, didn't do the mailbox. I mean, there's just only so much you can do, and there's no reason to do all that for 10 days left. So anyway, but we do have the house in some good, I've got some, Christmas spirit around the house, and we did the best we can do, and maybe next year that'll give me another reason to share some things. And the last thing I want to share with you in this den, and it is nighttime and it is so dark, and I apologize that I wish you could see it better. Even in the daylight it's kind of dark in here, but this is my It's a Wonderful Life Christmas Village. I've got it kind of on the first 2 shelves that of my curio, and I keep it displayed all year long, is how much I love it, because I love that movie with George Bailey. But just to go in a little closer, that's City Hall. That's got a big banner that says "Welcome Home, Harry Bailey." This was the bridge that George tried to jump off of, and a tree in the church. There's George and his family, and there's a gas station. Down here, that's just a Tennessee Santa we have. That's Mary's house, and there's a sign that says welcome to Bedford Falls. And over here, that last little house, that is the Bailey Business Loan Association. That's their business, and that's Mr. Potter in the wheelchair in front. And so this is just really one of my prized possessions at Christmas time. I just love it. I love to look at it all year long. And there are a few pieces that I'm missing, and but you know, that's discontinued years ago, and it did come back, but it was a smaller version. And so these are pretty good size houses, almost like Department 56 size, but they did come back, but they were more of a miniature, and you could buy it all in one box. And these were, you bought each house individually. So anyway, I've always been on kind of the lookout for those Christmas villages and thrift stores and things. So anyway, just want to share that, one of my favorite things with you. It is nighttime now, and we're in my back den. I just wanted to show you a couple of things that I've grabbed out of the box. That's always some of our favorites. Is this little Santa? It's a little window or shelf sitter. He kind of sits on the ledge of the window, and he's really cute. And also, these are some little wooden letters I've had since the kids were little bitty. It's kind of dark in here, but you can still make it out. And when my kids were teenagers, just to aggravate me, every time I would come into the den, they would switch out the A and the T at the end, or they'd switch out the letters and spell Satan. And they would just wait for my reaction when I would come downstairs or come in the den and see, you know, and I could tell something was up because they would constantly look at me until I noticed that Santa had been turned into Satan. So that's just one of those teenager things. But I'll ready to go outside now. I think my husband's through with the lawnmower, and we will show you what little we did outside. All right, it is about 6:15 at night here in Tennessee, and it's pretty dark, and so everything is lit up. We've got some of these spiral trees. We have about 10 of them, but my husband only put up, I think, 6 of them. And so we live on about a 3-acre lot, and they look really pretty when they're all around, but he only put up 5 this year. And so that's our little snowman and our little Tennessee gingerbread man that I painted several years ago, that it actually looks better than it really is. We've had that snowman for years, and it's just about on its last leg. My husband keeps saying we need to redo it. So anyway, I'm gonna pan around. I normally have wreaths on the upper windows and things, but just didn't happen this year. And I always have things around the door and my carriage lights down the walkway, but it's just not happening this year. But those are our spiral lights, kind of spread out. And here is, I'm going to stop the camera and walk off over a little closer. Okay, here is what my husband had me go get today, and this is his pride and joy of having the biggest wiener in the neighborhood, is what he tells neighbors. But anyway, it's just our little wiener dog, because we've had 2 and now we're down to 1. But this is our little wiener dressed up as Santa, and so he just loves to have that out in the yard. And so anyway, but that's all we did for this year, and we're going to call it good enough. So from our family to yours, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you soon. Bye.